farm. Here we keep poultry. We also have dairy goats, and we do local vegetables. We started in 2012. I will take you through the farm. Here is the entry. And this is where we put the disinfectants. Yeah, that's where to safeguard the poultry. Due to limited space, we modified our poultry house into a storage where we keep a number of chicken at the upper side and at the lower side. This is the rainbow type of chicken, rainbow F1. We also installed the automatic trinkers where to reduce the labor and also to ensure that there is continuous supply of clean water. And this is how it works. There is continuous supply. This is where we keep our young chicks from day old. These are 3 weeks old. Here we also have different types of ornamental parts. We have turkeys, we have poos, we have guinea fowls, we have doves, we have fantails. We decided to keep these parts because it's part of poultry, and it also attracts the clientele to our farm. This is our dairy code section where we keep dairy codes. The breed is German Albine. That is the breed we keep. This is their feed. To ease the work, we normally do silage. We do silage to feed on our dairy codes. We have different sections. For example, this section takes 2 dairy codes. This structure accommodates up to 40 dairy codes because this is the lower section and we have not completed the upper story. At the moment we have 10. We have 10 dairy codes at the moment. I have a plan to add up to 40. The importance of these dairy codes is that one dairy codes give us 3 liters of milk every day. So when you compare to us youths having the limited space of farming, I opted to go to dairy cows instead of doing dairy cow. They take little feeds, and when you look at the returns is too high as compared to dairy cow. So when one dairy cow can give you 3 liters, that is equivalent to 450 shillings per day for one cow. The amount of feeds you use is very little because you can see one sky blast like that one. We feed on for 2 weeks. One sky blast when we prepare the silage. So when you try to compare, if you are keeping a dairy cow, one dairy cow could consume that one sky blast in a single day. We have this section, having a very small cubic section like this one, and can accommodate up to three goats. Then you will see it's economical. To me, it has been great because I've done marvelous work within this area of mine. One dairy cost like this one goes for 20,000 shillings. One young one goes for 10,000 shillings like this one. These are 3 weeks old. These ones are 4 months old. It's very important to separate into sections so that they don't injure one another. So that's the reason why we have different sections. This is a pack, German Albine pack. We separate so we don't encourage inbreeding. So whenever we have the related coats, we don't keep in one section. So we have to separate, so that we only introduce during the serving period. This is our small store for dairy goats feeds. Here we prepare silage. So at this section we have a full silage. We prepared 4 days ago. When we prepare this silage, it takes 2 weeks if you want to use if you are in need to use, but the best should be 3 weeks or more. The longer it stays, the more it becomes better, or the quality improves. So we prefer we set and it stays for 1 month, and then we start opening and start using. 3 weeks to 1 month is the right time to start using the silage. We use, to prepare the silage, we have used the Napier grass, maize, green maize. We also use different types of leaves, avocado leaves. Even though we also have the foliage, like the caliandra, we plant them, but those we normally give as green. We don't use to prepare the silage. When we prepare this one, it takes us 2 weeks feeding on this dairy goats. We also use pellets from wheat goat. This one can feed 1 quart in a day. We also grind this and we mix. This is how we normally do. This is a section of our local vegetables. It's a 2 points piece of land. This is where we started doing vegetables we started in 2016. After doing poultry for a while, we realized that we had a very huge piles of chicken droppings. That is where the idea of local vegetables came in. We do organic vegetables. That is the black nightshade and spider plant. Since I started, I've never failed to get a market. In fact, the demand is very high, and I supply to very many institutions, hospitals, schools, and many people are coming to the farm. This small section of land gives me up to 30,000 per month. It's a very small section, but it's very profitable. A small section like this one, at a given time, 1 round can give us 1,500, and in a month we pluck every week. We pluck once a week, so 1,500 times 4 weeks in a month, that is 9,000 shillings. So on average we get up to 30,000 in this piece of land. In our farm, we also opted to have at least fruits. We opted to plant bananas. These are the kind of fruits which are really in high demand. It requires a very small space. That's why we opted also to at least have somewhere to put bananas. We planted 47 in number. For all these activities in the farm, I had a very big challenge. in accessing the water. That's why I decided to drill the water way back in 2018. It is very reliable. During the dry season I don't have any problem because I have enough water. I'm using the machine to pump and supply to the poultry house and to the farm, and also to the tree seedlings I have. My dream since 2012 was to come up with a decent farm where youths, and mostly youths and women, can come and learn something. That's why I came up with this idea of creating the Palace Farm. This is the place where we normally do training and practical work at the farm. We have to empower youths and women, and nowadays having a space or getting where to train farmers, a space plus the farm itself, it is very difficult. I've seen it is coming true because so far I've trained very many youths and women who visit the farm. In a week I receive up to 10 either youths or women from various groups. For this kind of poultry farming we have, I said we have chicken, which is a source of meat and an egg. We also have turkeys, which is also a source of meat and also egg, even though the prices for these types of birds are too high. One egg for turkey goes for 150 shillings. Also the meat itself, one goes for up to 5,000 shillings, the heavy one, because the heavy one goes, it weighs up to 8 kilos. One turkey goes up to 8 kgs. So it's for meat. Another one is the goose. Goose also is for meat. There are people who eat the goose, and also the eggs. Kidney fowl is also a very delicious bird. Many people eat the kidney fowl, and also the eggs. We have doves. Doves, though very small, but it's a very delicious. It has a very delicious meat. For dairy goats, it's a source of milk for the farm is getting smaller and smaller every day. I opted to do dairy goats instead of doing a dairy cow, and I also encourage youths to venture in dairy goats. If the land is getting small, the option is to venture into dairy goats. With dairy goats, you can use a very small space, and also to get the feeds it's very easy because goats use leaves, so leaves you can get everywhere. For local vegetables, I ventured into local vegetables because of the health matters. I consider the health as the most important thing to human being, so I ventured into purely local vegetables. I don't do these other types of crops. So everybody within Kericho County knows that we do local vegetables, and we get orders from all over the county. We intend to add other types of local vegetables like amaranthus and other local vegetables, because as market demands, because there are people who needs other types of vegetables. So in future, as I extend my piece of land, I will add other varieties of local vegetables. When I start the huge piles of manure from my poultry, that's where that was one way of disposing the manure, was to start local vegetables. So anytime we clean our poultry house, we take to our farm. So we don't sell, we just use directly in our farms. Another thing is dairy coats. We also get manure from the dairy coats, which we use to nurture the local vegetables. And that has become, they depend on one another. We get this from this area, we use it in this area, and eventually the profit margin is very high because we don't use, and for health matters, we don't use the kind of fertilizer from the shop. That's why our crops is very healthy, and many people we have a very huge demand. Another thing, from the bananas we use the leaves to feed the dairy cows. So there is no waste at all. We use other things here, we use in this area, we take this one, we use in this area. And you find the farming very enjoyable.